Why would the mountain god corrupt the world? What kind of evil was it that brought it forth? For Margaret, these questions were as important as where and how. Raha, the spirit of fealty, awaited the Bergsons somewhere in Berahat. Next portal, take the warriors there. Once a lively place of merchants, was now only a back alley of broken promises and death. Deep in the city of Thieves, the path to Anai Raha's halls awaited. Estimating the age of Anai Raha's abode was perhaps as difficult as walking the road that led to it. But one question occupied the Bergsons' mind most. What secrets would the spirit of Berahat reveal? Two people, one old and one young, surely did not belong in the clearing of windswept sand. The older was nervous, looked at his surroundings as if for the first time. But an air of wisdom still lingered around him. They were on the run and in search of one more able-bodied than themselves, for a monstrous and savage creature had begun to dwell near the observatory. The creature that now threatened the hero was a crudely focused inferno of hatred and malice. With the observatory now safe from the belligerent beast, the two were once again free to observe the heavens. The truth hurts sometimes, and often the truth that hurts is hard to share. Margaret was wondering whether the world would just be a better place without the gods and goddesses. Linda felt a deep sorrow. She saw that her tree, the tree her father had planted the day she was born, had withered and died. Though when she looked upon her grandma, her sadness lessened. Margaret was always a glimmer of light in the darkest of hours. Their minds traveled back to Jovial, the celebration day all those years back in Berahat. The day they had met when their hearts played the same song. The day their eyes started to see nothing but each other. It was love that had sustained the Bergsons through thick and thin. Mary's worry over bringing a child into this harsh world would not prevent John from making bad jokes. he would say, "The baby does not seem at all worried," which was exactly what helped her keep calm. The old man explained that yesterday's secrets, and even tomorrow's legends, can be found written in the stars. Unfortunately, an eyeglass broken in yesterday's haste would not allow vision into tomorrow's unknown. The sage looked upon the Bergson for help. The nearby mines could luckily supply the materials needed to craft a new lens. All the young boy would need was someone to watch over him while he gathered them. With the eyeglass replaced, the two turned back to the heavens, tomorrow's legend resting beyond the horizon, while yesterday's secrets hid nearby. Sometimes, just as you are getting ready to leave, someone arrives and you stay for them forever. Sheila's ring drew Ben's attention. The same ring that Sheila had always said belonged to her firstborn. This man was their son? Ben could not stop staring into Joey's eyes, the eyes that he had gotten from Sheila. When Joey informed his father of the many years since his mother's passing, Ben's heart felt cold. In that single moment, with the single gulp he drank, the memory of all the years with her passed through his mind. Regret became his companion then. It was not the warmth of the drink, but his son's touch that brought him out of the coldness within. Sheila was dead, but their son was here. Nostalgia of days lost mixed with dreams of days to come. He felt as if he was there when Joey had been born, when he had grown up and become the man he was now. Ben had already lost his wife, but that was in the past. And this was the future. A future they had to build now, together. Ready to fight alongside the other persons to clear a road to that future. Joey and Mark had not known each other for long, but as happens with some young men their age, a friendly rivalry was already taking shape. When tormenting their own citizens was not enough, the corrupted turned to crueler entertainment. Strained music played from another unwilling entertainer, but the melody failed to hide the sound of her sizzling flesh. Having been chained and tortured, it was no surprise the poor creature would immediately flee from her liberators. The fruit lay before them, gathered out of gratitude. There was nothing but a few footprints to betray who may have left it there. Wood and metal were strewn about. One body was present, one missing. On an evening just like any other, the old man appeared, followed by someone else, but it was not his apprentice. The man now carried the weight of two upon a body where youthful curiosity would be replaced by remorse and obligation. He sought safe haven with the Bergsons so that he may discover something worthy of his son's legacy. The strain of carrying a light of Rhea is something Mary often hid, but even the strongest must rest. Uncle Ben examined the unusually warm stone for some time. Intrigued as he was, additional stones with strange properties would be required. If any more appeared, they were to be brought to him immediately, for a machine of great importance could be fashioned from them. Berahut no longer hosted the bustling markets and many carnivals that it used to, a fact that frustrated Linda to no end. Uncle Ben had heard from peddlers and other travelers out of Berahut that its ruler Bushra had left the day-to-day governing of her realm to a thief. The Bergsons had to find the criminal and teach him some decency. Sand swept across the land, scraping against the stone of a monument built not from devotion, but blood and sweat. Atop it stood a Nairaha, with the lost ruler Bushra waiting. The manipulator of the disenfranchised, the leader of rats, with fingers sharp as daggers and a soul lacking its humanity. The crystal was calling the hero back, through a path opened anew from the sacred city of Nairaha, the spirit of wind and weather. Bergson felt a strange wariness as home beckoned. The chamber groaned and trembled, darkness replacing light. Above, the family waited to eat, comfort replacing vigilance. Snatched, gone, dread replacing happiness. One body was taken, but two souls were in need of rescue. The forest was dense and full of dangers, but finding Mary was the most important thing now. Somewhere out there, surrounded by the darkness, Mary and her unborn child lay in need. The Bergsons would find them. Gluttonous and ravenous, it seized the lesser creature and took it into itself. Move, the Guardian thought, for there was no time to waste. There they were. The creature roared, but flight was no longer on the hero's mind. The Bergson now stood their ground, ready to take action. Disbelief was not a strong enough word, and denial was not a luxury they could afford. They knew all too well that Grandma Margaret was gone. A hero may fade, but they never disappear. Their actions left to echo through an eternity, carried by those lives they touched. No one could believe that Grandma Margaret had passed away. The Bergsons shed their tears, hearts filled with sorrow. Ben and John were shocked to their core. The letter left by their mother spoke of a terrible secret, the one way to stop the corruption. The only way, she claimed, was to sacrifice their soon-to-be-born child to the god of Mount Morta. It was unthinkable. Perhaps their mother had made a mistake, had somehow misinterpreted the signs and ciphers. John thought they should keep the letter a secret for now. John did not look up, dreading even the possibility of having to look his wife in the eye. How could he tell her so terrible a truth? Mark did not know what the truth was, only that something horribly heavy was weighing down his father's spirit. And Mary, oblivious, was daydreaming about the child she would soon bring into the world.